Please welcome Jamie Lawson.
How's things?
Welcome to Maine.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited. I'm in the home of John Irving books. So, that means a lot to me.
You can marry a man and smoke pot legally.
Okay. Start with this. It was only a smile, my heart it went wild. I wasn't expecting that. Just a delicate kiss, anyone could have missed. I wasn't expecting that. Did I misread the sign? Your hand slipped into mine. I wasn't expecting that. You spent the night in my bed. You woke up and you said, well, I wasn't expecting that. I thought love wasn't meant to last. I thought you were just passing through. If I ever get the nerve to ask, what did I get right to deserve somebody like you? I wasn't expecting that. It was only a word. It was almost misheard. I wasn't expecting that. But it came without fear. A month turned into a year, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought love wasn't meant to last. Honey, I thought you were just passing through. If I ever get the nerve to ask, what did I get right to deserve somebody like you? I wasn't expecting that. Oh no. Oh, and isn't it strange how a life can be changed in the flicker of the sweetest smile? We were married in spring. You know I wouldn't change a thing without that innocent kiss. What a life I'd missed if you'd not took a chance on a little romance when I wasn't expecting that. But time doesn't take long. 3 kids up and gone. I wasn't expecting that. When the nurses they came, said it's come back again, I wasn't expecting that. Then you closed your eyes, you took my heart by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. Thanks very much.
Jamie Lawson in the Coast Lounge. So how many of you cried your eyes out the first time you heard that song? Right? Guys, don't be shy. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Have you seen someone took that and set it to the opening scene of Up?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's crazy,
God. It's
isn't
like a double gut kick, right?
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Yeah. And you got to sing that on Ellen, who's one of my favorite people.
I did, yeah. I was very nervous. I was kind of fine, and I started singing, the doors came back, and everything was all right. And then halfway through, it was like, holy shit, I'm on Ellen. And then my feet started shaking because my hands were too busy. It was just so weird. It's like, what is my body doing now? And I'm trying to sing while these people are watching, and Ellen stood there, walking by with Ed. It's just like, this is strange. Life is odd sometimes.
Is she as awesome as I think we all think she is?
Yeah, I think so. She was very easy to talk to, and she was very kind and very complimentary. So, yeah.
And what is Top of the Pops?
So, I don't know what your equivalent would be. Like, you used to have a program here, like America's Top 10 with Casey Kasem. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that. So it's something like that. So
It's like a radio show?
no, it's a TV show, and it used to be on every week in the UK, like from the 60s. And it actually stopped. It finished about 5, 6, maybe longer, 10 years ago. But I used to watch it every week. It was what you did. It was what you talked about in school the next day, So your favorite pop acts would be on this show, and it was you were obsessive about it. So now they only do it once a year on Christmas Day. It goes out Christmas Day. So yesterday, day before, I got to fly out back home and do the show, which was kind of strange. It really is like a childhood dream. Like when I grow up, I want to be on Top of the Pops. It was one of those things, and I've now done it. So it's
congratulations!
Kind of amazing.
That's
Thank you.
We're a couple of weeks away from a Christmas, assuming your family celebrates. Is there a Lawson family tradition that you guys do every year?
No, not really. I mean, just the idea that we get together at all is a miracle, because we're all quite far apart. So.
Yeah.
There's not too many of us. My family, I grew up in a town called Plymouth, which is in the southwest of the UK. And so my mum's still there. One of my brothers is still there. My other brother is in London. I live in Manchester in the north of England. So we're quite spread out. So
But you all gather at Mum's?
Well, they're coming to me this year.
Ah.
Because I've done so much traveling, because I have so little time.
Right.
They have to come to me for once. So yeah, it's the first time they're coming to me. So
Do you
it'll be
do
great.
that? Both of us do. We realized this thing with the little popper things.
Oh, the crackers. Christmas crackers.
Yes.
Is that a British thing?
We do that, yeah. I don't know if it's a British thing entirely,
Do you
but
know what we're talking about? Where you all hold, and it's like you pop it.
And there's a little toy.
there's usually a really bad joke and some sort of game.
Magnifying glasses.
Exactly, yeah. Something useless. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
How about another song from Jamie Lawson here at the Via Agency in the Coast Lounge?
So this is called Cold in Ohio. Just to preference it, I've never been to Ohio. I have no idea if this is factually correct or not, but that's songwriting. So yeah, here we go. This city's always moving, nothing stays still. Somebody's always leaving, somebody always will. There are airplanes taking off and landing, lovers left behind without understanding. It's cold in Ohio, so I'm not going there. Cold in Vostok Station, the middle of nowhere. And cold in New York City with that north wind blowing through. Cold in Ohio, it's warm here next to you. I understand you're worrying, I know that feeling. 'Cause love is always shifting sand and not much to believe in. These are the times we're living in, this is the way of the world now. But I'm not giving in, you don't know how. It's cold in Ohio, so I'm not going there. It's cold in Vostok Station, the middle of nowhere. It's cold in New York City with that north wind blowing through. It's cold in Ohio, it's warm here next to you. Let the snow fall down, let the wind blow through. It doesn't matter now, It doesn't matter now. It's cold in Ohio, so I'm not going there. Cold in Vostok Station, middle of nowhere. It's cold in New York City with that north wind blowing through. Cold in Ohio, it's warm here next to you. Next to you. Oh, it's cold in New York City with that north wind blowing through. Cold in Ohio, it's warm here next to you. Next to you. Next to you.
That's the next single, right?
Yeah.
So
I
there
believe
you go.
so, yeah.
A little preview.
Yeah.
Is it your birthday this month?
Yeah.
It is. Wikipedia got something right.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
is that a secret?
Okay, has it happened yet?
I'm not telling you that either.
No.
It's the one thing that no one's found out, and I'm kind of chuffed. I'm kind of proud that no one's found out.
Get your driver's license.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's out there somewhere.
That was more of a
Yeah.
promise, not a threat. So then you had, if Wikipedia is right, then you have or will have a big birthday this
Yeah.
December. The big
The big one, yeah, the 4-0, yeah.
4-0.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And now, we're not bagging on Ed Sheeran because we love him, and he's wise beyond his years. But he's a 24-year-old redheaded punk from England, right?
Yeah.
And you're on his label now.
Yep.
And you wrote your first song before the kid was even a fetus.
Yeah. I've actually been playing shows for as long as Ed.
Period.
Yeah. For as long as he exists.
Is that weird?
Yeah,
that you're
sometimes.
on his label?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, when we're in the same room, it's not weird in the slightest because, you know, he's Ed. He's very down to earth, and he's very into the song of everything. So it doesn't bother him in the slightest. So it doesn't bother me. If he's so clever. He really is. Like, I've been doing this a long time, and I've met a lot of people, and he is unique. I can say it. You know, I think he's very, very special and very rare. I've not met anyone else like him. So.
Now, did he find you himself, or did somebody say you need to meet this?
No,
guy,
well, we
Jamie?
met about 5 years ago. About this time, 5 years ago in London, we were on the same circuit. We were doing the acoustic circuit in London. We had mutual friends, and then eventually our paths crossed in this pub in London, Bedford. It's called the Bedford in Balham, it's South London. Excuse me. And we were doing this Christmas show, and it was the Bedford's kind of best of the year. You know, so I was playing. I was very happy about that. Ed was playing. I finished up the first half. I'd just done, wasn't expecting that. It went down a storm. People really liked it. People are really reacting to the song more so than any other song that I'd written. And then Ed gets up in the second half, and it's just Ed's show. He just completely stole. I have no idea who else played that night, but he completely stole the show. It was very obvious to see he was a big talent. You know, he played the A-Team that night. And then he came into the audience and unplugged and did a cover of To Make You Feel My Love, you know, the Bob Dylan song, and it was just beautiful. So we kind of, we exchanged numbers to stay in touch, but lost touch straight away. He became very famous very quickly. I think his album came out about 2 months later, and I kind of assumed I'd never see him again, really, which was, that's fine. That's how it happens and how it works. And then I got a call about 18 months ago saying, Ed's doing this secret show in Dublin. He's asked for you to open up. Can you come? And it was literally 4 years later and out of nowhere. And it was like, It was about 12 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I got a text, and it was like, well, that's very unusual. So I said yes, and I jumped on a plane to go see him and do the show, and just kind of thinking, oh, that would be I'd like to see him again. I wonder how he is. So I went over and I did the show. I opened up for him, and he was just really sweet. And he hadn't changed at all. He just had more tattoos. That was the only difference I could tell, you know. But he was very kind. He was talking about Wasn't Expecting That a lot, and how much he loved it, and how much he'd played it, and how in the recording of his song A Fire Love, which is on his second record, he listened to the song a lot to reference. So it was really interesting to think that he was listening to my stuff in order to get the tone right for his stuff. You know, so that was really sweet. And then he invited me on his UK tour. And it was just like, oh, okay. So I literally jumped on his tour bus and toured a bit of the UK. You know, I went from playing an open mic night in Manchester to about 50 people, 50, 60 people, to like the following week playing Manchester Arena to 12,000. Oh, wow. It was just like, well, again, that's unusual. So, you know, not in any way, no. So that was kind of how it went, and then the whole record label idea came up, and it just seemed very natural. It was like, if Ed's involved, it's going to be done right. You know, he has brilliant instincts. It's him that wants Cold in Ohio was the second single. It was him that wanted Wasn't Expecting That's the first single. Wow. So, you know, he's very in charge. He knows what he wants, and he generally gets it.
Beyond his 24 little years.
It's unique.
Does he? So I just turned 30 this year, and I cannot drink like I used to. Like, the next day sucks.
Yeah.
Ed, when I was 24, like, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
So when you guys, like, go out, which you must.
Had another 10 years, and I don't drink much at all. Hardly ever. I'm not so party. I'm not so good at that. I need my sleep.
Right.
I'm the least rock and roll person I know.
Well, we thank you so much for coming. And before we do the last song, someone here who works here, Mike, they do this series called the Crumple Ball thing. I'll let him explain it, but it's a really, really cool thing. So thank you again to Jamie Lawson, and give it up for Mike.
Jamie, thank you very much for joining us here, entertaining
Pleasure.
us at the Crumple Ball.
Thank you.
It's a real pleasure. We have a little bit of a tradition here, and it's based on that crumpled ball hanging over right there. And it really represents creativity to us. And our trade here at the agency is ideas. But to get to the good ones, you have to get through a lot of not so good ones. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things you got to get past. It can be a hard job coming up with something amazing. And you've definitely done that. So what I'm going to ask you to do is think of something you had to get past, something in a song, whatever, a lyric, and that you had to go past to get to the really good stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have you write it down on this secretly. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
We've had that mistake before.
And
then tear it off, crumple it up, and we're going to put it in a ball, much like one of those cases right there. They're sealed away forever, and nobody ever reads them.
I'm really on the spot now.
Well, and you had to get past that.
Will it ever be opened?
It gets like glued in there, right?
It gets sealed permanently, and nobody's read them yet. The only one we know was Patty's. Patty Griffin told us in the inaugural episode.
Well, she's a genius. I'm a huge Patty Griffin fan, like huge. I got to see her in London last year in Union Chapel, which is this beautiful church, and it was just like the space that she filled was just huge. You know, it was so beautiful. I'm a huge fan. But anyway.
Maybe what's on hers is crappy acoustics.
We'll send you a link to her stuff. It was beautiful.
Yeah, please do.
She do Let 'Em Fly.
No, I'm trying to think what her set was. She did a song about Ohio too.
Was it on the American Kid record?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right after that,
Yeah.
she did a sort of a spread of her time.
Right. Yeah.
December 17th. Okay.
You are. Thank you so much for doing this.
All right, one more tune.
Sure, yeah. I'm going to ask you guys to join in. Are you up for some singing? I'm going to ask you to be my horn section. Is that all right? Okay, you have to do this. It's a song called Ahead of Myself. Or if you dig a little deeper, you do this. Ba-da-ba, way down to your soul. Ba-da-ba, oh, if you dig a little deeper, you go. Way, way down to your soul. Perfect. So we do that 3 times in each chorus, and that'll be us. Thank you. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but isn't this grand? Don't wanna make a fool of myself, is it already planned? Cause here you go, making promises you're never gonna keep. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, I'm already in too deep. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but isn't this swell? Don't wanna make a fool of myself like a clown I just fell. There you go, making promises you really shouldn't say. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, I think I just found the way. Here we go. Oh, if you dig a little deeper, way, way down into your soul. Oh, you may find a way to sweep her off her feet. Let the evening come and go. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but isn't she fine? I don't wanna make a fool of myself like she's already mine. But there you go, making promises you never should have thought. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, a thing that I've just been called. Here we go. Oh, if you dig a little deeper, way, 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 way down into your soul, you may find a way to sweep her off her feet. Oh, let the evening come and go. And better, 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 didn't wanna get ahead of myself, I think I just did. I didn't wanna make a fool of myself like a love-struck idiot kid. There I'd go, making promises that I never could have kept. You ready? Didn't wanna get ahead of myself. Oh, and then I left. If you dig a little deeper, way, 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 way down into your soul, you may find a way to sweep her off her feet. Oh, let the evening, last time, loud as you can. And if you dig a little deeper, you may find a way to sweep her off her feet. Oh, let the evening come and go. I get ahead of myself. I get ahead of myself. You may find I get ahead of myself. Thank you, folks.
One more time for Jamie Lawson and the Coast Lounge.